Welcome to Hope is Here, bringing hope to those struggling with life's difficult situations.
Welcome to Hope is Here. My name is GregJHorn, and I know a lot of us can get discouraged about our physical health sometimes, and even maybe even get hopeless about it either getting better or improving. And got to admit, that's where I was last May. And obviously, as a pastor, I know 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 19 through 20 says, "Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought with a price. So glorify God in your body." And as I kind of started evaluating my own life, as I challenge our listeners to do quite often, just all the different boxes of our life, obviously our spiritual health, but our family, our relationships, our mental health, but also our physical health, because God cares about all of them. I knew that really I wasn't glorifying God in my body, and so in my 50s I just needed a place to go get help, to get hope, and I found a wonderful program here in Lexington called Stronger Life, and joining me today is one of the founders of Stronger Life, Jeff Musgrave. Jeff has his doctorate in physical therapy, and he's one of the coaches that I'm blessed to work out with at Stronger Life. Jeff, man, thanks for being here with us today and providing some hope for those of us that struggle sometimes with our physical health in our 50s and above.
I appreciate that, Greg. And if you've not caught a show I was on earlier, Greg and the ministry at Hope is Here has had a huge impact on my life. And honestly, my contributions to Stronger Life, we would not be where we are now if it wasn't for Hope is Here ministry and GregJHorn. So I just want to say thanks to him again for pouring into me over the years. And super excited to also talk about Stronger Life today.
Well, we both have helped each other, and that's been, I think, how God wants it to be. So talk to us about why did you and the other founder, the other physical therapist with his doctorate in physical therapy, Dustin Jones, why did you guys start Stronger Life?
Yeah, so Dustin came to me with a common problem most of us as physical therapists run into when we're treating clients. We get to a point where physically, they're feeling much better. If they were having, say, back or shoulder pain, they're feeling good. Once you can get back to minimum baseline, like, oh, I don't have pain anymore. If you're being treated under an insurance-based system, the insurance company says, no more, you're done. And that's really a pivotal point for most people when they've just gotten themselves out of pain, they're feeling better. If they don't want to have this problem again, it's time for fitness. It's time to get in shape. It's time to build some reserve beyond that minimum. If you get returned to the same place you were at just before you got injured, you have the same injury risk. If you've not done anything to build extra strength or balance or mobility or endurance, then you're likely to have the same injury again. So over the course of treating in the same area, you'll tend to see people come back every few months. And we give people exercise programs to do, but although they're very effective, they're not always super fun. So usually after a few months with no accountability, most of us being human, we stop doing those programs that are keeping our bodies in shape and feeling better. We go back to our normal routine, and then injury happens again. So Dustin and I had seen this problem, and Dustin said, hey, I think we need to do something about this, specifically for people 55 and up. Because you can throw a rock in most towns and hit 12 places that serve people in their 20s and 30s, but places that serve people 55 and up specifically with equipment and space and exercises that are programmed for them is really hard to find. So sometimes we would even get to that place with our clients, send them to a trainer, sometimes a personal trainer, who's just they're not educated on disease process and injury as well. Some of them are great and they understand those processes very well, but unfortunately sometimes people would go trying to get themselves fit, get themselves strong, whether doing it on their own or with the guidance of a trainer, and unfortunately would get injured again and would be back in our clinic after they had just gotten their problem cleaned up. So it was really a frustrating issue. And trainers, they're not throwing off on them. There are so many wonderful personal trainers out there. It's just a different skill set. They're designed primarily to train people that are healthy without injuries. But most of us, as decades go, one after another, we pick up some injuries that have to be managed in specific ways. So we wanted to really put that skill set into a place where people could get safe and effective training whether you've just come off an injury or you're just someone that hasn't exercised before, because our bodies do change some over time, and the types of training we need also changes.
Well, one of the things I love about your program, you can do it individually with individual if you want to get some individual sessions, or you can do it in group, which I do and love. But there's something just really cool about exercising in community, not just the physical part, but also the relationship part, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not going to nerd out too much on the research, but the research says that most of us will stick with an exercise program if we can do it in community, if there's a social outlet. That's why these home exercise programs don't work. You go home by yourself to do it. Eventually you get bored. No one's updating it. You don't have friends and accountability. As much effort as we put into trying to make sure it's the most science-based program to get the best, most robust results, I think a lot of people come just because it's fun and they enjoy being with each other. And we're not upset about that at all. I think the one thing that really sets us apart are people like you, Greg, that come in, they have fun, they support each other. It's not a competitive environment. It's not me versus you. It's me versus myself. It's me on my journey, and getting people together to really support each other on their journey, regardless of whether you're using the smallest weights in class or using the biggest weights in class. We try to have those options, so although you may be in a group doing the same workout, you get to choose your own option. Like, for example, I'm going to toot Greg's horn for him. Pun intended, of course. You got that. I couldn't help myself. Greg's strong. He's very fit. So he's moving pretty quick. And most commonly for me, I'm coming over to Greg to give him more weight. Greg, you got to push some heavier weights. But some people, they need lighter weights. And they need easier options. And everyone's welcome to get what they need each workout. So,
well, one of the things I've loved is I've been doing this over the past 18 months, just like there's always technology and so many other areas of life. There's also that in the physical workout world, and share about like the dumbbell that you guys have that just has various weights that you can put just off this one.
Yeah, so we've got a really simple solution to being able to change weights quickly, especially for the weights that we use very commonly from 5 to 25 pounds. The dumbbells, and if you need a dumbbell for home, I'd highly recommend these. Stronger Life gets no kickback from the company, but they're called Flybirds. And you can go from 5 pounds up to 25 pounds within a few seconds of just rotating that handle through and listening for a click. So whether you're looking for equipment for home or you come to see us at Stronger Life for a group class, you'll have a way to change your weights out very quickly. So if you've warmed up and you've realized that's a little too much or that's not enough, you can very quickly and easily dial in that weight to get the resistance you need.
Yeah, I actually love that. And then I like the thing with, I'll call it the water tank, but
yeah.
Just once again, I've seen the Cincinnati Reds. They were actually doing, oh man, we were doing that in class, and talk about that.
Yeah, so the tidal tank is a form of unstable weight. It's kind of like a big water bag for anyone who's carried buckets of water on a farm or moving bags of weight or groceries. Dog food bags where the weight shifts and moves around, or a little one, a child or a kid, they squirm and move. And the tidal tank is designed to challenge your core strength and your balance while you're getting strong. So we'll use that a lot for the lifts like we do in class, for the core strength and the practical, very functional strength of lifting things that move or shift. So the tidal tank's added a lot of fun, I think, and interest into class. But yeah, it's used in the professional realm and the PT realm, and we're using it in the fitness space, and we've really enjoyed it.
Talk about it as you put the programs together. Obviously, you're looking at the physical part, but you look at things such as balance and cognitive, and just share about just the different aspects. It's not just the physical part that you all focus on at Stronger Life.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of it is designed to help us build our confidence and learn what we're capable of, where we'll start with a weight and a lift, and we'll give rest and time so you can build up and build your confidence in a particular lift. We'll also do things that are just challenging to our mind. So in the rehab space, we'll call those things like dual task, like a dual motor task or a dual cognitive task, where we're asking our body to coordinate multiple movements at the same time, where we may be marching, that I want you to hold a weight, and then you're going to turn your head side to side. But then we're asking you to count reps. So we've got a dual mental task and a dual physical task. And that type of training in particular is very good for improving your brain health. So you get the cardiovascular benefits for your brain because we use interval training. In particular, high-intensity interval training is used whether you just had a stroke or a heart attack all the way up to professional athletes. But also, the design of some of our movements is to challenge your brain because your brain has a capacity to grow and change until the time you pass. So in your 80s and 90s, you can still make those connections. For anyone who wants some good reading materials for night, neuroplasticity is the term, but just that the nerves are changing and growing over time.
Well, one of the things I love about this program, we're talking with Jeff Musgrave. He's one of the founders and coaches at Stronger Life, a wonderful, supportive, safe environment for people 55 and older with professional coaching that can help you with your physical and mental health. We worked on balance today in the class I was at earlier, which was awesome. But one of the things that's been so amazing to me is just see some of the health challenges that people have overcome through the program and doing things like 5Ks and things. Share a couple of those stories, please.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been really cool because we get to stay connected with people till months turn into almost a year. But we had someone who had been on metformin for type 2 diabetes for well over a decade that reversed their diabetes in 6 months, came off their metformin, also went on to, as you pointed out, run a 5K, qualify for the National Senior Games and multiple events after having never been a runner. That was a really cool story. We had a lady that came to us that found out that she had early stages of heart failure, where she wasn't able to get enough blood pumping through her heart, and her cardiovascular system was not functioning well. She had a procedure done. She had surgery, but then she had 6 months of training and was able to actually reverse her heart failure, no longer had heart failure. And then we've had a lot of people that have been able to improve their bone density, which is huge. I mean, a lot of people struggle with keeping normal bone density and will get diagnoses like osteoporosis. And slowly, over time, as they build strength and they do some of the modified jump training and things that we do that's not standard in programs for people 55 and up, they've seen their bone density improve when they've gone back to the doctor, which is huge. Because usually once you get osteoporosis, you're just trying to maintain. Maintaining the rest of your life is a huge victory. But not only are they maintaining, they're actually building that bone tissue back stronger by getting those signals to the bone. Hey, it's time to grow up. It's time to grow stronger with the jump training, but also some of the weight training that we do that's specifically designed for that.
All right. Well, I know people have been intrigued or listening. If somebody's listening, say, all right, I want to try this out. What's the best next step for them, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to the Stronger Life website, www.strongerlifehq.com. And then the second easiest way is to just call us at 859-334-0780. And if you have any just general questions, you can also email us at info@strongerlifehq.com.
Any final words you want to share with people listening about Stronger Life?
Yeah, I would say whether you're joining us or any type of exercise program, just know that you should have hope that you can get better, that you can get stronger. Have hope for aging. A lot of what is seen as normal aging is just deconditioning. And as people get strong and fit, even some of these chronic conditions tend to melt away. And regardless of what you do for work or if you're retired, having the capacity to serve others, to serve God, to feel good, to have good energy, exercise can do so much. So have hope and take that first step, whatever it may be, towards getting strong and getting your fitness back, because it could change your life.
Well, I'm definitely a testimony of that. For Jeff Musgrave, I'm GregJHorn. I hope you'll check out Stronger Life. We'll see you next time on Hope is Here.
Thank you for listening to Hope is Here podcast. To listen to one of our previous programs or to make a tax-deductible donation, please go to our website, hopeishere.today. That's hopeishere.today.